Well, let's start
Yeah,
off.
it is.
How you feeling? How's your treatment going? Like, what's your doctor saying?
Yeah, here's the thing, bro. It's cancer. It is what it is. And we just did a chemo yesterday and it sucks. But the thing is, a year from now, 2 years from now, I should get past this. I've been in bed for years now,
I
man.
know,
I
man.
never anticipated this. I had a whole career plan layout. And yeah, then when I turned 58, I got diagnosed. And then because I had the spinal surgery, they said, hey, Roger, we're going to get rid of your arthritis and everything's going to be wonderful. I said, let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
And when they did that, dude, they, snipped my spine at L6 and L7. I haven't been able to walk since.
Wow.
So I'm looking forward to it. When we did this years ago, you and I started,
Hmm.
um, it's like, oh, yeah, man, I should be walking by summer. He, that didn't happen, man. And it's still that way to this day. But I now have a whole bunch of opportunity. It's just that I'm sleeping 15 to 20 hours a day, which is very comfortable.
Yeah.
But I'd rather get to some music, man. I'd rather
Yeah.
get to some whole new stuff and being in touch with the old fans and new friends
Yeah.
and all of that would be super fucking cool, which is why we're doing this interview here today is to let people know what's going on. And because last time I was bald.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now look at me, my hair's all grown back out, man. It's like,
Yeah,
doing
you're
another.
actually looking way better than last time, man. So
Oh, way better, way better, way better. And so I'm utilizing the morphine, the oxycodone, the Maker's Mark, and the
yeah.
Crown Royal, to keep me going. And I'm only awake about 4 or 5 hours a day, but that's going to change. It's going to
Yeah.
become more and more hours, and I'll be working on exercising and getting back into shape and doing all sorts of cool stuff. And that cool ass skate you sent me, dude. Ha!
You like it?
That
Yeah.
was so fucking cool. I love the design. I love not the design of the. I mean, the design. The whole thing is really cool.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk a little bit about that today.
Sure.
And did you have it anywhere you wanted to start, or should I just go
And
ahead
you
and
can
let
start, and
you?
we'll just kind of
All
riff
right,
back and forth. For me,
sure.
the only real topic of anything, like, you know, I
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just freaked out about in life is just the new toppling of the new regime that got voted in, and what's happening there.
Well,
Like, you
here's
know,
what I think is going to be super cool because everybody, when Simon and I began this years ago, our idea at the time was to do, an interview, an interactive interview with all of you people to
yeah,
be on the screen with us, to be here with us. And we, in over years now, it's um, the response was just so little because I think it was so long ago, but yet, like they oh, let's see, where's this thing at? Is that it? The 35 year
yeah,
anniversary. If you can put a picture of that up
yeah.
on the
Yeah, the
screen.
box that they put out from Rock's
Yeah,
Record.
the box set, and there was that Sanctuary publication out by a bass player, Martin, and I mean it was so full of shit that I'm like, well, what we can do with it is make it super simple and super fun. So
And
what we're
super
gonna
honest
do,
too. That's the
what
thing is that, and super honest because I read his book and I told you about it, and like his book said nothing. You know what I mean? Like, it was one of the, if for a memoir, like all it really talked about was like the good old days of Emerald and, like, pre-sanctuary and the girls and whatnot. It's like, there was a lot of issues in the book, and I've reached out to Roger Del Martin to be on the show, and he refused. He wouldn't do it. And, I even told him, I'm like, just because I'm friends with Roger doesn't mean I'm not going to be kind to you or, hear your
I
side of the story. You know what I mean? But, the thing that always has bothered me, especially with things like he says, it's that, I love bands like Black Sabbath and all this kind of stuff, but then you want to demonize bands like Slayer. It's like, like he talks in his book about going to a Slayer concert and these 5 mosh pits started and it formed a pentagram and he was so spiritually sick he had to leave. And I'm like, dude, this is just dumb.
Right.
How can you be all about Black Sabbath, Black fucking Sabbath, which is way more satanic than Slayer ever could have been? You know what I mean? So I mean, it's just okay. Let me ask you this, and since we've kind of dove into this real quick, is his story true where Bob Beeman, because like from what the book says, is like it was kind of like a Sex Pistols formed band where there were 2 people before you. They had a singer.
I had no idea about anything like that. I just knew that I was going out to like Slayer concerts and this and that in Hollywood and inviting people to church and this and that. So the idea was let's use that music to bring people to church. And that was the deal with that. And what we're going to do now is I'm putting together a Vengeance Rising 500 part series, and each part of the series is only going to be 10 to 15 minutes long. So we're going to deal with every single thing that he brought up, every single thing that Beeman's ever brought up, every single thing, and we're going to go through like all of the lyrics. We're going to be doing all of the Vengeance lyrics and what they were saying to people. And so like when they did this book set thing, you don't see my name anywhere as creative in the writing of the material or anything like that. They just and they knew that I wanted all of the people who are now listening to the music to get back in touch with me so I could encourage them. Like, for instance, the song White Throne, it's the 7th song on the Human Sacrifice album. It says, the lyrics are, "This is what you'll get, torment forever in the eternal fire pit." So torture forever is what they're trying to frighten children and adults alike with, especially if they do not eat the body of Jesus, then defecate it in the toilet from their anus as they do, and drink the blood of Jesus and urinate it into the sewer out of their genitals. It's disgusting. That's what these lyrics are saying. And now they're planning to do concerts to promote these lyrics to more people. I was like, fuck that, man. I wrote literally every single government that I could get a hold of, when I renounced all that bullshit and I said, hey, listen, you're not going to any torment in any eternal fire pit because you're not eating the blood and drinking you're not eating the flesh and drinking the blood of a supposed Christ. And I so literally, and I was in touch with like guys like Jay Adams. He was one of the Dogtown skaters when he was in prison, and we were mailing each other before he died after he got out about these issues. And I'm like, Jay, said, you don't want your kids to be, shitting Jesus out of their ass and then pissing Jesus out of their genitals. He had, I think, a daughter at that time, and I'm thinking, Jay, yeah, dude, no, life has too much more to offer without threatening people with tortures because they're not doing that. Yep. And then there was, from that album also, Larry Farkas and I wrote a song called From the Dead. And in which the band insulted the entire Earth's population. It says, he had risen as it is to this day, all the false religions, this they will not say. So all the Hindus had a reason to fucking, hate Americans for that shit. Yeah. All of anybody involved with any religion, we called them false religions. This is what they will not say. So like Yitzhak Rabin, Benjamin Netanyahu, the Great White Brotherhood, the Persians of Iran, Hezbollah, the Hindus of India, and the list goes on and on. All those adults here in America used us to push this antisocial, horrific bullshit all over America and worldwide. So again, I wrote all those governments and I apologize for that shit. I said, listen, no other American children should be harvested to push this goddamn bullshit. And more about all that in the 500 Vengeance Rising YouTube video series that's going to be coming up. And thank you for Simon for helping me, get that going. So in dealing with the issue, this time, everybody, my idea when, Simon and I first started this, the idea was to speak to as billion people anybody would call, and I did. I spoke to most of the people who called, but it was so minuscule. There was hardly anybody who actually, and I get it, that was a long time ago, but now they're doing concerts. I don't know what the hell they're thinking.
Yeah,
but,
well, it's funny. I found out some information about that the last week or so, and I'm not going to reveal my source, but yeah, it's Bob Beamon pushing, Vengeance to do Immortal Fest this year, and apparently there's like two of the guys that are, they're basically doing it just for the paycheck. They don't care about Vengeance. And I'm not going to reveal my sources. So people that are commenting, I'm telling you straight up right now, don't fucking ask, because I'm not telling you. This is confidential stuff I found out through friends over the last few weeks. And yeah, like two of the guys are not about it other than just getting paid. They don't care about Vengeance. You know what I mean? They don't care about ministry. They're just like, we were in a band, we're going to make some money off of it. And that's fine. I have no beef with that.
They'll make pennies.
Yeah. Well, even if they don't, but even if you're doing it just for the money, that shows where your heart is, and that it's not ministry, it's capitalism at that point in time. You know what I mean? So, it's just, for me, if I was going to do something I believed in and was, and I'll give mad props to all the original guys, man. You guys started something back in 1986 that was not done. You know what I mean? Nobody sounded like Vengeance Rising. Nobody did. You guys broke the mold for the Christian. Other than Stryper, you guys broke the mold for intense Christian metal. You made it possible for the Tourniquets and the Mortifications and all the other Living Sacrifices and all the other really, really talented bands that came after you guys. But, if you're just doing it for the cash, man, or in my eyes, for some people, the glory, then it's really not about God anymore and about doing God's work. It's about getting paid.
And I'll tell you what, again, in this 500 video series, again, the videos are going to be 10 to 15 minutes long. That way people don't have to sit through a bunch of it. We'll get right to the points. And I want the people to contact me so I can get them on camera with me. Yeah. And that way we can be talking interactively. So listen, along with every single Vengeance Rising song, we're going to go all over all those lyrics that I just mentioned, how they're anti-socially horrific. But we're also going to go, and again, this was mentioned in the first 3 or 4 interviews. Okay, I'm going to take you through the Christopher Hitchens' God is Not Great, How Religion Poisons Everything book. And I'm also going to take you through the Richard Dawkins' The God Delusion. And Joy Berry's, she sold over 85 million children's books on how to help their parents teach children how to think and not what to think. So that's why it's going to be 500, but there's going to be 500 10 to 15 minute segments that I'll be hosting, and Simon will of course be involved in some of those. Yeah. And so that's why we wanted to get this interview number 5 out, and so that'll be super cool to help.
Definitely looking like you're feeling more healthy, that we can really get this project going. We were talking about it a year ago. We didn't know how bad you were feeling or how bad you were gonna feel. You know what I mean?
The thing is, I'm feeling pretty bad, bro. I'm sleeping 15 to 20 hours a day. So this is one of the hours I'm awake. I didn't sleep. I had chemo yesterday. I haven't slept. I was just, I took a 45-minute nap right now. It was wonderful. But after we hang up here, I'm going to
hear you.
Yeah, but I do plan to be getting better. I am, feeling better. in the
Like
sense
I
that
said,
I'm
brother,
looking
you're
forward
looking
to.
100% better than last time, man. You got color in your
Yeah,
skin, your hair's coming back. You got that, you got the Roger Martinez gleam in the eye back, brother. You're looking good. You know,
that's cool, man.
looking
And
good.
so, again, anything people want to know about, for instance, Bob Beeman's masturbation teachings, I want to hear from his students as to exactly what those were about and all of the divorces I've heard about, like a bass player of Barron Cross, Jim Laverty. What happened there? How did he end up being divorced? I mean, he had a really super cute girlfriend that I thought he was going to marry, and I'd like to know about that. Also, George Ochoa got divorced. What role, if any, did Bob Beeman play in that event?
Well, let's just break
And
it down to this. I mean, we have all these Christian heroes that are basically, doing the secular life of, married and whatnot. I wasn't Christian. I'm a hardcore atheist at this point in time. I've been married 26 years. You know what I mean? Like, and I didn't need religion to tell me what to do or how to
right,
make
right, right.
or how to make a good marriage because I think secular humanism is definitely going to be on the rise, especially within the next
Oh
4
yeah,
years of what we're going to be dealing with. You
what's
know?
happening? It is on the rise. And again, you could look at Hindus. There are a lot of Hindus who've been married forever.
Yeah.
You could, look at Jews. There are a lot of Jews who've been married forever. Um, one of my business associates, you know, and I just the idea that we were insulting these people with religion, and they're still pushing those lyrics and they're pushing that ideology, and they're causing children, not as well as adults, to shit Jesus out of their ass after they eat him as a communion wafer, and to urinate him out of their genitals after they drink him as a blood. I mean, it's just ridiculous. And they're saying that if if the Persians of Iran don't do that, or if the Hindus don't do that, or if the Jews don't do that, they're going to be in flames forever in eternal fire pits. That's fucking madness, man. It's just, how can you insult somebody like that and not expect them to put a fucking goddamn fist down your throat?
Yeah.
So I wrote them all. I said, hey, man, the adults in America used me to push that shit. And when I woke up away from it, oh, then I really saw what was going on, and it was no good.
Well, I
It's
think I
like,
think you need to clarify too, where we get a lot of like if you ever have time, read through the comments of the interviews. There's a lot of good-hearted people that genuinely care about you and want you to feel better and obviously be in the kingdom of heaven. I think there are some sincere people that are kind. There's also a bunch of idiots that say just dumb shit, but it's not just Christianity. I'm against. It's Catholicism, it's Muslims, it's any doctrine that does not embrace and enhance the human race. I'm against that.
that's what, in the first interview, I'm an anti-theist like Christopher Hitchens. It's
Yep.
just like, it's religion worldwide that's causing people to hate each other,
Yep.
causing people to go to war against each other, doing that. And here was the thing, Dave Chappelle for Saturday Night Live was invited to host,
Yeah.
and he had, I think, which was a really great uh, part of his intro. He said, so, and he was looking at the camera. He's like, hey, Donald Trump, I know you watch this show.
Mhm.
So, man, remember, whether people voted for you or not, they're
Yeah.
all counting on you.
Yes.
Whether they like you or not, they're all counting on you. The whole world is counting on you, Donald Trump. And I mean this when I say this, good luck. And please do better next time.
And
Please,
do what's
all
right
of us,
for
do
everyone,
better
not
next
just
time.
your people. Yes.
And
Do
I thought that was a
us.
really great sentiment until the very next day. What he did was there was 1,500 people, many of them, just like this one guy, he got 18 years after he confessed to the FBI that he took a stun gun to the neck of a police officer who was trying to keep the peace. They went through the courts, they went through the things. The judge said, okay, the FBI heard the whole thing and he confessed. And then Trump just pardoned him. There was no No reason for that. There was no justice in that. There was no nothing in that. And everybody hit the fan on that one. I'm like, damn, I thought Dave Chappelle had a great point, but what the hell is this? So I hope this next 4 years goes well for everybody as much as possible. But that poor police officer, not to mention all the other ones, there were people killed that day. And it's like, and they're all pardoned?
Yep.
That doesn't make any sense, man.
And that's
So,
on both sides too.
again,
I mean?
it's like these people are doing their hey, if this is like Pete Hegseth, this is the will of God. Well, that's what MacArthur said when he went past the 38th parallel in North Korea, and then we got our ass kicked by the North Koreans
Yep.
because he was saying we're doing this because it's the will of God and this shit. So when I hear these people saying on this like, hey, if it's God's will, it's like, oh hell no, man. So I'm just hoping that this next 4 years goes well and that atheism can really
Yes.
expand our wings and just do whatever we can do to make the world a better place and because that shit, when I heard that, I'm like, oh fuck, man, what are they talking about?
Mhm.
Why not just go with, we're taxpayers. We want the world to be a better place. Let's just do that.
Yeah.
Why bring the God Wars into it? I mean, man,
Because
just what a mess. So what's that?
the evangelicals have been working for this day since the 70s, starting with the Falwell guy with the abortion. They have been strategically working for the last 50 years to get to where we are today, and it's scary. And it's scary for and I'm not saying for everybody. You know what I mean? Everybody wants to think that freedom's great until theirs is personally attacked. Well, you know what?
Right.
If I'm being personally attacked, so can yours at some point in time. I was saying this to a friend of mine the other day. I think at this point in time, man, we need to take the Statue of Liberty and just give it back to France and be like, man, we don't deserve this right now. Give it back to us when we deserve it. Because, what's it say? Give us your poor, your downtrodden, your heart, give us your people, give us the people that need help, and we're gonna do our best to take care of them. And now it's so just divided where it's like, if you're not fucking white Christian or this or that, I mean, Jesus Christ, you're in California right now. What was it within the last month? 46% of migrant workers are not showing up to work. Do you know how that's gonna fuck our economy? And you people voted for this guy. You people are gonna make our fucking lettuce and our produce go up sky high. Then you're going to bitch about how much it's going to cost to buy it, and then we don't have enough money for it. You people voted this in. It's infuriating how the middle class cannot see the ruse and the deceptions that this country's been built on the working class. Always has been, always will be. And you guys vote in your worst interests, and it's infuriating. But that's where I hope, my point with Roger and doing this is think clearly, think openly. If you still, after examining evidence, want to believe what you believe, that's great. At least hear the other side of the coin, and then make an informed decision.
And so it's again one of those things that I hope during these next 4 years, the 500 video series, The Vengeance Rising, 10 to 15 minutes each segment will be cool, and that atheism as a whole can make a good, healthy difference in that. And so, again, I think Chappelle had a great point.
He was eloquent as hell. He was,
he's really profound.
Hey, how's the fires, man? Have they affected you at all? Are you down near any of the
Not
fires?
me at all, man. Not because I'm right. And again, like Chappelle said, hey, anybody who has a rational thinking, they've got to consider the fact that God hates these people. It was a joke. It was a joke, of course, but he's like, why did these people get burnt? Because they're sodomites. And he goes, well, that's not true because West LA was left unscathed. Yeah. So it was as bad as, you know what it was? It was $1 million homes. So that's why the situation, because it's really an isolated incident.
Yeah.
It was the biggest flames in California, but compare that to what's happened all over the world.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Horrible thing. But here's what I wanted to see. I wanted to see we can look at all the good people who lost all their stuff, and we can help support whatever we can do.
Yeah.
But I wanted to find out who were the bad people who lost all their stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Come on, not everybody who lost their stuff were great people.
Right.
And who were the bad ones? Who were the ones who were doing human trafficking and slave trading and bringing fentanyl, that were murdering all sorts of, because some of them live there.
Okay.
So I used to hold open houses up there, man. I've been up and down that hill 1,000 times in real estate, and I sold a house on Via Belmonte in Palos Verdes Estates.
Yeah.
Which is, the really nice part of Palos Verdes.
Yeah.
There's Rancho, and there's, so yeah, man. I mean, I've been up there myself a lot, and it's horrible that it happened, and I, feel really bad for those people who lost their homes. But I'm assuming they had insurance, because why wouldn't you if you had a, $4 million home?
Oh yeah.
You had insurance, or you have insurance. I hope they had insurance. I mean, and a lot of Americans came together, and they've been giving millions of dollars of help to them. So that's a really good thing, and just it's the idea that some people, religious people, would say that neighbor was the damned anyway. So what the fuck,
Yeah.
I don't. And again,
the whole Christian, community looks at Los Angeles as, the cesspool of depravity and sex and greed and Sodom and Gomorrah. I've heard people say, I listen to Christian radio as I drive to and from work, and my daughter was in the car one day, and she's like, "Why do you listen to this stuff?" I'm like, "Because I want to know what my enemy's up to. I want to hear what they're thinking. I want to hear what crazy shit they're talking about." And some guy was talking about how, LA deserved to all burn down like Sodom and Gomorrah to rebuild in a holy thing. And, it's like, well, what about all the good people that aren't doing anything,
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing, man, from the nitpick like that when they shouldn't, in the first place. And, oh, dude, we're way past 20 minutes. It's 28 minutes. So listen, go ahead and post this, and everybody. Oh, if you can change the emails to .eternal, it's vengeancerising.eternal@gmail.com.
Okay.
So if you can make that change on the other clips, if that's possible, that would be super cool. And so yeah, I still want to keep in touch with people. It's not this year. Primarily, I'm going to take off to rest and heal. And so dude, I want to thank you so much for being there and seeing my hair grow back.
Dude, you're looking good, brother. Dude, we get you out on that skate deck hopefully someday. You know what I mean? Yeah. Next time we do an interview, grab the deck. I want everybody to check it out.
Oh yeah, it's over there. Yeah, I can't reach it from here, but you put a picture of it on. You don't have it?
Yeah, no. I made you one. I don't have it. So
yeah, a picture of it. I mean,
I might have my computer.
I'll send you one. I'll send you one.
All right, brother.
Okay, bro, man. It was good talking to you. Have a great evening, and we'll touch base again, and I'll keep you posted on what I'm doing as things progress.
Hey, don't forget, man, Double or Nothing on the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Hey, I just lost $50 to Simon, and here's the thing: I've always like Simon. I knew he was from Kansas, so I just wanted him to have fun. And he did, and now we got a Double or Nothing bet going for the Super Bowl. So we'll see how that goes.
I will say,
either way,
Buffalo
you got to fly out here, and we got to party on the beach.
Yeah, Buffalo did a lot better than I thought it would. I thought they would. So it was touch and go for a minute. I'm like, fuck, man, I'm gonna lose. And let me rephrase. Like, yeah, I'm from Southern California. I live in Kansas City now, but I've never been a big football guy, never really watched it, but it is cool when your hometown's team is doing well. So I was like, all right, I'll take that action. So man, after the Super Bowl, brother, we'll see what happens.
All right, man. It's good speaking to you, and I'll talk to you again.
All right, man, go get some rest.
You got it, man.
Take care.